I never imagined a few careless words could dismantle everything I had built, but that night proved me utterly wrong. My name is Daniel and I'm 36. I've always tried to be the calm, steady one in my life, the kind of man who keeps his head down, works hard, and protects the people I care about. I thought that made me enough for my wife, Carla. I thought that meant she would never mock me in front of her friends, her family, or anyone else. I thought I was safe. I was wrong. It all started on a Saturday evening at a small gathering at Carla's sister, Amanda's house. What was supposed to be a casual dinner with a few close friends and family members turned into a minefield of passive-aggressive remarks, half-laughs, and whispered jabs that felt sharper than any knife. I remember walking in trying to keep a smile on my face, carrying a bottle of wine as a peace offering. Carla greeted me warmly, kissed me lightly on the cheek and whispered, "Try not to embarrass yourself tonight, okay?" I laughed it off, thinking it was harmless teasing. I didn't know it was just the first domino. The night started normally enough. Laughter, clinking glasses, small talk, the usual friendly banter. Amanda had organized the gathering, and she seemed determined to play hostess and judge simultaneously. Somewhere between the main course and dessert, the conversation turned to relationships. Someone made an offhand comment about a husband's ability to handle things, and Carla, with a mischievous smile, said in a tone that cut through the laughter, "Daniel? Oh please. If we were in a real fight or something went wrong, I'd probably have to save him myself." The room erupted. Some laughed, some gasped. I froze. I wasn't expecting this. Not here, not now, not in front of her family. I tried to laugh it off, thinking she was joking. She's always been sarcastic, always been the one to push boundaries and claim she was just teasing. But the look in her eyes, the sharpness in her tone, told me this wasn't one of her usual jokes. Her sister Amanda leaned over, smirking just enough to make it obvious she was enjoying the spectacle. "Exactly," Amanda said, "sometimes you just have to face the facts. Daniel, maybe it's time to admit your limitations." I felt my stomach tighten. I wanted to respond, to defend myself, but the words wouldn't come. I could hear the laughter fading into uncomfortable silence, and for the first time, I saw a flicker of something in Carla's eyes, pride maybe, but mixed with a cold disregard I didn't recognize. She wasn't just joking. She was planting a seed. After dinner, the tension didn't ease. I tried small talk, I cracked a couple of jokes, anything to lighten the mood. Carla only smiled faintly, her eyes scanning the room like she was waiting for a verdict, while Amanda leaned closer, whispering things like, "Honestly, just divorce him, you have plenty of lovers anyway. Don't waste your life with someone so limited." I froze, my mouth dry, my mind racing. Was this a joke? Was she serious? My chest tightened as the words echoed in my mind. My wife's sister had just openly suggested that my marriage wasn't worth saving because, in her eyes, I was inadequate. And Carla had laughed along as if confirming it. On the ride home, I tried to start a conversation, anything that could make sense of what had just happened. "So, that was interesting," I said, keeping my voice calm. Carla didn't answer at first. She stared straight ahead, gripping the steering wheel tightly. Finally, she spoke, and her words were deliberate, cutting. "Do you even realize how humiliating that was? You sitting there while I laughed at you, while my sister told you that you're replaceable?" I blinked, taken aback. I had always known she could be blunt, but this was a level I hadn't experienced before. "It was just a joke," I said weakly, trying to salvage something from the wreckage. "I mean, it's nothing serious." Her laugh wasn't warm. It was cold, dry, and final. "A joke? Really? Years of me pointing out your weaknesses, subtle digs that you ignore or laugh off, and now a joke at dinner and suddenly you think it's nothing?" "No, Daniel. It's never been nothing." I didn't know what to say. I wanted to argue, to explain, but her eyes told me this wasn't about my explanations. She had made up her mind, and Amanda's earlier words had lit a fire I couldn't reach. I felt the weight of every look, every laugh, every whispered insult that night pressed down on me like a stone. When we got home, she went straight upstairs, shutting the door behind her. I sat alone in the living room, the silence heavy, almost suffocating. I stared at the floor, at the wine glass I had set on the table, at the empty space where our easy laughter used to live. It was gone, replaced by something I hadn't expected: doubt, fear, and a creeping sense of humiliation that I couldn't shake. I stayed awake for hours, replaying every moment of that evening. The joke, her laugh, Amanda's words, all of it looping endlessly in my mind. And the truth hit me: this wasn't just a joke. This was a crack in the foundation of everything I thought I had. I had been patient, I had been steady, I had believed that my consistency, my calmness, my willingness to take the weight of life on my shoulders, would earn respect. But respect wasn't something I was guaranteed. It was something I had to earn every single day, and tonight I realized I had lost it.